Okay. Um, remove, remove. All right. And for some reason, hold on, save changes. All right. And I think we're live. There you go. Hi, you guys caught me doing my IT thing again. It looks like we're not going to be streaming live on X today for some reason. So boy, isn't this fun? That's okay. I still think that 7 platforms is a lot. So I hope that you're on one of them and that you're watching us today. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Caring Caregiver Show. Aloha. I'm your host, Savvy. I'm the founder of Give Me a Break, and we're a nonprofit organization that's caring for caregivers. It's our mission, and it's my personal passion mission that every caregiver survive caregiving. We're really here to help you find joy in your caregiving now and to survive and thrive even after. And I say survive because say it with me, it's our mantra. 50% of all caregivers will pass before the one they're caring for. I do not like this mantra and I want to change it. And you know how important it is that we change this. We have to bring that statistic down, and that's what we're going to do. And we're going to do it as a community. So, to get more information, just check out our website. Go to gab808.org. Give us a text if it's an emergency and you need something right away. 808 754 3787 is the number to do that. And of course, you can do it in snail mail. Just email me info@gab808.org. We're here for you. I know you're frustrated. I know you're exhausted. And by the way, I'm still caregiving too, right? So we're all caregivers. We get it. We know how it feels. And if you need that break, we give you one every week, every Tuesday at 2 o'clock. Oh, Savvy, you're slipping. There we go. Look at that. Look how I got that up there, you guys. See? And so every Tuesday, and I like it better like this. You can tune in every Tuesday, 2 o'clock p.m., and that's 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time, as well as at 8 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time. Online, easy. Just dial that number I gave you earlier. It's still on the screen, 808 754 3787, in the meeting ID of the Zoom. It's open to the public. And if you missed that, go to our website, jb808.org. Tap on the button. Keep scrolling. You'll see it. There's a button. Join the support session and go ahead and click that button and you'll be on. And you join a community of caregivers just like you. And it's our safe space. This is where we can let it all hang out. This is where we can learn together, support one another, share ideas, share resources. We need this community, and it's here for all caregivers everywhere. So join us. You've got 3 options there. You can come at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Hawaii Standard Time, or 7 p.m., that's Central Daylight Time, or 8 o'clock p.m., Hawaii Standard Time as well. So log in. You know you need that. We're here for you. That's what we do. And gosh, we're caregivers just like you. Now, the Caring Caregiver Show is sponsored by Givers Guides magazine. Givers Guides is your caregiving guide to all things caregiving. It's your survival guide. And in this month's issue, we're really featuring everything to do with shining a light and all the things that have to do with the importance of bringing caregivers out of the darkness and into the light, right? We're isolated, we're scared, we're alone, and we need a light to guide the way. And that's what really it's all about. That's what Give Me a Break is all about. So this issue is just chock full of ways for you to find light. We've got a really great update on our caregiver of the year these past years, Asia Higa's story, and an update on her as a sandwich caregiver. So great stories in there and great tips for caregivers. Get your subscription, go to giversguides.com and do that today. Don't even wait, just go do it. You can leave the show. It's okay. Come back in a little bit. So it's episode 7 of season 12. So honored to do this. We have our final episode of the season next week. So lots going to happen. Don't miss that. And it's really been about all of you. It's been about caregiving. And I hope that you've been able to get some great information from it. We've had some incredible guests on, and we'll review that as well next week. And so, you can always go to caringcaregivershow.com and you can see past episodes, listen to the audio, watch the video, and get any other resource information you want. There's something different about being able to see the face and hear the voice of the person that's providing you a resource. You can tell for yourself. Let your intuition guide you. You can tell for yourself, right? That's somebody who is not only a caregiver, but gets what your needs are. So check it all out. You can do that. And let's get on with the show for today. Super excited about today's show. My guests today are on a mission. They're on a mission, just like me, to empower individuals, and I love this word, to live unapologetically. Yeah. Lead authentically and become the best version of yourself you can be. I know as a caregiver that one time you felt you wanted that and then you lost it. So we're here to bring that back. And I really want to welcome my guests today. I'm super excited. Please welcome Kathy Tan and Jenna Pasquale of Amalu Coaching. Hi. And of course, Jenna also with Laugh with Jenna. So that's exciting. Hello, ladies. Welcome. There we go. I got it all set now. So happy to have you on the show. Thank you so much for being here, both of you.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Now,
Kathy,
I know
think you might be on mute.
Are you on mute again, Kathy? I kept telling you.
Thank you, Jenna. Thank you.
It's a habit, right? It's a Zoom habit. I know. I do the same thing. Well, welcome. We're happy to have you here. So let's start with you, Jenna, and just briefly your experience with caregiving. What brush with caregiving have you had in your life?
So I also just want to point out that I love, how you don't limit your definition of caregiver. Because in the beginning, I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm a caregiver. But I was listening to your podcast episodes and you were, just talking about how it's really about anyone that helps people. So I'm like, actually, yeah, I am a caregiver. But my caregiving story actually started off as a yoga teacher. And then as I started teaching yoga, also a lot of people started complimenting my laugh. And one yoga teacher that I met in Nicaragua, she introduced me to the world of laughter yoga. And so I started teaching laughter yoga at a hospital in San Francisco at UCSF. And so I would teach to the patients and the hospital staff there. And then I expanded to tech companies. I'm originally from the Bay Area, so would work with a lot of tech companies, just helping a lot of employees reduce their stress. Oh. So I would say, my way of caregiving is really just helping people reduce stress. So not only in the workplace, but in addition to hospitals and companies, I've also taught laughter yoga at assisted living centers and senior centers. And then even here on Hawaii, I've taught at Shriners Children's Hospital for the staff there, and also for staff at UH. So, people in the education field too. So really just helping people just bring more joy, positivity into their lives and helping reduce stress.
Awesome. We're going to talk a little bit more about that, but you also work with this wonderful person that I met, and that's Kathy. So Kathy, and is it Tan or Tan?
Tan. It's Kathy.
Tan. So yay me and my sort of weird sort of East Coast accent that I have. But yes, so Kathy is with Amalu Coaching. And so Jenna, you also do some coaching. You're a certified coach as well. And Kathy, tell me about your caregiving experience, and then we'll talk a little bit more about Amalu.
Sure. Yeah. So when I think of my caregiving experience, and I was actually very inspired by Jamie's segment last week, because similar to Jenna, I was like, I don't know necessarily where my caregiving story started, but it inspired me because I thought of my childhood, number one, just observing my mom. I have 3 older sisters, right? So when my sisters and I were born, my grandma, she would, come in and help care for us growing up. And then also when my grandmother on my mom's side and my grandfather, when they grew older, she brought them into the home and she was caring for them. So I observed that, as a kid. Yeah. And then also when I became an aunt to 5 nieces, I helped to care for them just in my own family. So I would say that's what what initially sparked caregiving. And also I come from a family of educators and entrepreneurs and healthcare professionals, a lot of nurses in Filipino families. And I'm Chinese and Filipino American. And so just from serving, volunteering, and just being in those more helper kind of professions.
It's like caring's at the core, right?
Right. It was at the core. And so I volunteered in a lot of different capacities, even within my church to this day. I still, serve, and I'm leading a fitness community group for my local church. But I would say professionally, what got me really inspired by caregiving is just reframing my mindset of I am caring for others. I'm serving others in whatever I'm doing. So, I started out working in corporate, working at Yelp as a sales professional and helping business owners with promoting, the work that they're doing. Right. And then worked in healthcare recruiting. From there, I actually transitioned into education nonprofit, and I worked my way up. I would say it was that role that really inspired me to coach young people, young adults, and then eventually leading teams. And then that I would even say prompted, me going into coaching from there. And I transitioned and worked in diversity, equity, and inclusion leadership coaching. I still do that. So I was coaching a lot of education leaders, folks in nonprofits, founders, counselors, folks in those kind of roles. And I still do that to this day. And I would say going back to graduate school was what really inspired me to start my own coaching business to really help individuals and families to, our mantra, heal, grow, and thrive in all areas. So that's really what we're all about.
Awesome. Awesome. And, that's the whole point of sort of changing or widening that definition of caregiver, right? And I love that you two are sharing it in this way because it's not just about empathy, right? There's a lot of when you yourself have been in a situation, your empathy level goes up, right? So you understand it better. You get what, again, at the core of caring, you get that. And so that's why if we sort of widen that definition, more people can then understand and have empathy towards caregivers. But it's also about, believe it or not, the mental damage that comes from that situation, the PTSD that actually exists in caregiving situations. And a boss who cares so much about their employees can actually have PTSD from that, believe it or not, because of the caregiving element that gets put into it. And I think it just opens a whole new horizon of understanding, right, for what can happen with caregiving. Pet people who are caring for their pets, they think that the dog is their emotional service dog, but in all honesty, right, they're emotionally damaged in so many ways that they don't understand that they don't just need the comfort from the dog. The dog's helping them to, heal from so many other things that they need to address. So it's just an awareness that it creates. And I love that you two shared that, because I think that's a super important awareness that doesn't get put out there. And we need to just spread it more and more and more. But yeah, so again, when I met you, Kathy, I was so excited because, again, what caregivers don't think about is that they actually could use a coach, that they need someone to coach them. Caregivers are so lost and so done. And the last thing they think is to bring attention to themselves by getting any kind of help, especially not help, for their mental health or for their life that they lost. They're still grieving that lost life. But a coach can come along and change all of that. And so and again, is it Amalu? Am I saying it correctly, or is it Amalu?
Amalu coaching.
Yeah, there you go. I knew it. See, I got one, but I missed one. That's okay. And, no one's ever pronounced my name correctly anyway, so I'm used to it, but I don't like doing that for other people. So thank you for understanding. But yes, so tell me what Amalu really can do for a caregiver.
Yes. So I would say the umbrella of what we do is empowerment coaching, right? We're really there to be, I told this to Jenna and our other coach, Cherry, who we wish she was able to be on this call today. But so there's 3 of us in total, but it's really about empowerment, empowering you to be the best that you can be. I'll even say for myself in my own journey and the folks that I've coached, oftentimes we don't realize some of the stress that we're carrying. And when you have an outside perspective person who you have a safe space where you can process what you're experiencing, whether in your personal or professional life, conversations that maybe didn't sit the right way, or you're really stressed out, but you don't understand why your body is feeling really tense, and being able to talk that out with someone. I've heard people who I'm coaching who are like, wow, I was really thinking about what I said in that coaching session, and it really helped me to take XYZ step for themselves, right? So we're really there to help you get to the root of whatever is, causing that stress or burnout, or not causing you to show up in your best self, right? And really help you have tangible strategies to push past those barriers and feel confident in whatever it might be. I will say that we really focus on 3 areas, and this came from research talking with our population. And a glaring theme that came out is they identified healthy relationships according to 3 pillars. So we really focus on trust, respect, and healthy communication. And this, number 1, starts on an individual level with yourself, but also from there, it's with the folks that are around you too in your personal and professional life.
It's really about growth, right? It's just,
About
it's
growth.
not about, and me, I'm real, everybody. Okay. So this isn't about whining and moaning about your problems and your things in life. This is about growth. It's about, okay, yes, that's fine. We get that. Everybody's got that. Where are we going from here? What can we do now? How can we move forward? It really is about growth, isn't it, coaching?
It is. And I will say that with the services that we offer, number 1, we have what's called our Wellness Life Map Assessment. And I know, Savvy, you may talk about that because that's part of our giveaway. We have our starter edition for you all to get a sample. And one, that Wellness Life Map Assessment is there. It's designed for you to identify your stressors, but also what's working really well in your life. When you think of your well-being, we want to empower you to reclaim your well-being, and all of our programming starts with that assessment and it ends with that assessment, so you can keep track for yourself and set goals for yourself. We also offer support groups, right? So for community building, sometimes, and Savvy, you have a support group space, right? So we know the power of being in community and healing in community, sharing resources, right? And having people who just get it. And so that's the second tier that we offer. And then the last piece is the actual coaching piece. So we do offer group workshops for actual skill building. And then we also offer individual and couples coaching. And when we say couples coaching, it's actually 2 individuals, not necessarily intimate partner, although it can be, but sometimes in a professional setting. Let's say that 2 folks on your team are not getting along, or your leadership team, we help in those.
Or what we find so much in caregiving, where there are siblings. And they are not getting along, and they are not communicating well, and they are not getting anything done. And it all falls on one, and then one resents the other. And so, there are so many scenarios where that could take place. But I love your word, reclaiming, just reclaiming yourself, reclaiming your dreams, reclaiming your hope, reclaiming faith in yourself, trust in who you are. I love all of that. Why do you need coaching, folks? This is why. And caregivers, especially, we've been beaten down so hard that, and you may, I know you guys had listened to some of the podcasts, you may or may not have heard, but in my own story, I had to place my mother. And when I placed my mom, it really took a toll on me. I made a promise to her that I'd never do that. But she had gotten to a level of care I could no longer handle. I could no longer do. I was it was something I had to admit I couldn't do it. And that in itself was hard, but breaking a promise was hard. And I went into this deep depression, and I completely lost myself. And I had to crawl my way back. And that was from caregiving. People don't, and I'm not the only one. My story's I am not like the only person in the world that's had to do this. There are so many caregivers out there who need this support and who need a coach like the 2 of you that can get them through. And I love that you say that. We need to reclaim that. And so because of that, I reclaimed myself and now was able to start something that hopefully is my passion mission, to help, like you have yours, to help anyone and everyone. And again, that broad definition of a caregiver, you're all caregivers, right? And that's not even my definition. That's Rosalind Carter. Rosalind Carter was the one who said that we're all caregivers. We either are, were, or will be, or will eventually need a caregiver. And so that isn't even my definition. So I know everyone else knows that definition and knows that, you can reclaim yourself and you can reclaim your dreams. I really love that. I want to take a moment. We'll talk more about those giveaways in a bit, but I want to talk to Jenna for just a moment, and I want you to talk a little bit more about something that I absolutely love, and that is laughter yoga. So, this is a great way. Well, I'm going to let you talk about it because it's one of my big things, and we've done it at every single one of our events and retreats. And I tell us about laughter yoga. What's so great about it?
So
Well, I see
it's
you're going, yes, yes, yes.
yeah. So it's an alternative form of yoga. And the reason why I love it so much is because it's accessible to so many people. Traditional yoga requires, traditional yoga poses, the asana. And some people don't have the flexibility or, have the physical mobility to do yoga. But with laughter yoga, all you need to bring is just, an openness to laugh. And so we incorporate laughter with yogic breathing. And it's just simple guided exercises through laughter. And so you can just imagine like a room of adults just letting their inner child come out and play. And there is a lot of scientific studies done too that help show that it does help reduce stress. So the reason why laughter yoga works so well is because we help activate the right side of the brain. When we just laugh for no reason, it helps activate the right side of the brain. But for example, in contrast to that, when we use jokes, comedy, or humor, we actually activate the left side of the brain. And so for those that don't know, the left side of the brain is like the critical, analytical side of the brain. And we use that so much throughout the day. And so we want to give that left side of the brain, a rest.
Right.
And we really want to help activate the right side of the brain. And the right side of the brain is responsible for, boosting your immunity, boosting your creativity, helping, reduce that stress. And then also it helps just the blood flow and oxygen move through the body. And so laughter yoga really helps, just turn off, not turn off, but, helps the left side of the brain relax and then activate the right side. So that's what laughter yoga is. It really is just a fun practice of like silly games where you just let your inner child come out and play. And so it sounds like you've tried it before, Savvy?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, I am a believer. I'm a total believer. And I'm one of those who everyone always says, "Oh, we always hear you. You always hear you before we see you," because people hear my laugh. And laughter is something I grew up with. It's something I hold dear because it's my connection to my father who passed, is that he was a big, 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 just, he was like the main person that could advocate for laughing his whole life. His whole purpose was to not just be so kind as he was, but that he always sent somebody away with a smile and a laugh. And that got sort of, put into me as well. As I grew up, I was my father's daughter. And so, he was always laughing. He was always telling people to laugh. He was always saying, if you do anything, just smile, and so for me, yes, it's like breathing is to laugh. And so I've always learned to laugh wholeheartedly. But I also and tell me if I'm incorrect, but I'm almost sure about this. But I one of the things I tell our caregivers is that your brain doesn't know the difference whether it's a real or a fake laugh.
Yes.
And so I'll let you talk about that because you're certified.
Yeah, there are studies that's where laughter yoga got started. Actually, it was created by a medical doctor in India, and he based his laughter yoga thing on the research that shows that our bodies can't tell the difference between real laughter and fake laughter. So instead of prescribing, prescription drugs, he was like, wait, if our bodies can't tell the difference anyway, like, why don't we use laughter as a form to help heal people? So, that's how laughter yoga started. And now laughter yoga is practiced in over 115 countries. There's a lot of laughter clubs, and there's a lot of free laughter clubs too. So if you just, go online and Google laughter yoga, yoga club, they're all over the world. There's some on Zoom and everything. And I also just wanted to say thank you for mentioning your father's laugh, because that's actually what inspired me to become a laughter yoga teacher or laughter yoga leader. My mother passed away when I was 15. And when I walked into my first laughter yoga class as a student, I felt my mom's presence in that room. And that's what inspired me to teach laughter yoga.
Oh,
And my mom was also known for her laughter. And
wow.
a lot of people tell me that my laugh sounds like my mom's laugh. So when I
Mm.
teach, I feel like I'm not only spreading the joy and laughter, coming from myself, but also just, from my mom and, doing it for my ancestors and all of that. So to me, it really is like a huge like calling just to spread joy and laughter,
Mm.
through
And
young.
in a world where we can be known for anything, I'm fine with being known for my laugh. I'm fine with that. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I mean, we can be remembered for so many things, right? Why not your laughter? But I love laughter yoga, and even if you're fake laughing, because it's like you're telling your brain psych. But I mean, anything, and as long as you're finding that joy, right? That's the whole point, is finding the joy. So what a combination to have a coaching team that not only helps you to reclaim who you are, to help you to set goals, to make life joyful, as someone who can also help you laugh about it. I just think the two of you are the most incredible combination. And I wish I had met the third person, because I think one day we'll just have to have you back on again, but and get all three of you. But just the two of you, what a wonderful combination for what you do, and what you do for not just caregivers, but well, everybody is a caregiver, but for everyone that you help. Um, and so, Kathy, let's just talk a little bit more about those giveaways, shall we?
Sure. Yes.
Everyone's just waiting for that, right?
Sure. So I gave a little snippet earlier, but our wellness life map assessment, really proud of it, right? Because again, our goal is to empower you, right? Give you the tools. So it's really short and sweet. It's actually a starter version. So there's only a few questions, 12 actually, that are in there. And really should take maybe 5 minutes. And when you get your results, we're going to actually have a intro session closer to the end of the month in August, where, if you wanted to join that space for free, we're going to give some tips on how you can really, take advantage of the results and, takes the next steps that you need to help you, not just identify your stressors, but also, again, right, leverage what's working well in your life and build on that. So that's our wellness life map assessment. And then
and all of that, and I'm just going to point out too that you can go to your website for that, right? So that's going to be amalucoaching.com, amalucoaching.com, AMALU coaching.com. And of course they can always just email you as well. But the information's on the screen, and we'll go over that one more time. But you were saying, I apologize.
No, that's okay. And then the second giveaway that we're doing is two. There's going to be two. So we're also I'm also helping with financial advising as well. And so we're giving away free financial needs analysis. So if you're, someone who wants more help financially, right, and how to reclaim your finances and maybe help build that legacy, with your finances, right, please feel free to email us. We're also going to have an info session regarding that as well. And
wow,
the free financial analysis.
We talk about this all the time in our support sessions too, that the finance part is such a big one. And I'm not going to get too into it, but I'm also involved in advocacy for caregivers, and I have written a bill that I'll be sharing more and more to present to legislature again in the next session, because I really feel it's vital that we somehow get caregivers paid. And that is, and once, and but the financial aspect of what we do in our planning now for our care receiving is so vital, because we find ourselves now as caregivers stuck, and the person we're caring for didn't do what they were supposed to do, didn't do what they needed to do, doesn't have the resources, and so we need to change that. Every generation from us on needs to change and understand financial planning, understand what you need to do for your care receiving plan. And people like Kathy can help you with that. So I love that you do that as well. So get coached and financial advice is perfect. Exactly what we need. Yeah. And then, so what else? Let's see. I didn't miss anything. Did I? I always miss something. That's that
No.
damn dementia. Oops, there I go. Beep
I
that
will
out.
say, I will say that we do have a date for the info session for the financial advice. If you want to hear a little bit more about what we do there and how we help families and really middle class families to reclaim your financial, your finances.
Yes.
And so that's going to be on August 1st at 5 p.m. Pacific. I'm actually based in Los Angeles, California, which I believe is 2 p.m. Hawaii time.
Right. You're like, is it 3 hours difference, I think, or 2 hours difference right now? No, is it still daylight saving time? It might be,
Three.
yeah, it's 3 hours difference, right? So there you go. But either way, make sure you email me all that information so I don't miss any of that. And then I will make sure we post it not only on the website, but I'll have it available for anyone that wants that information about Kathy's financial information and also the giveaways. So that's from Amalu Coaching. Yeah. Great. Awesome. Oh, I'm so excited that I had you both on here today. It's really about finding joy and reclaiming our goals in life and having caregiving not be something that's a burden. So the two of you are doing so much to help that. And I thank you so much for sharing with us today and for being on.
Thank you so much for having us, Abby.
Great. All right. Aloha.
Aloha.
Wow. I am just awestruck. Can you tell I'm awestruck by the two of them? What great hearts. Boy, I am, and I really feel universally, you all know this, universally, people come to me and I meet these people and I find these souls and they're just sent for a reason. And I know that someone out there really needed to hear that and really needs to know that there's somebody who does care and they're not trying to scam you. They're not trying to, get in your commit fraud or anything like that. These are vetted, wonderful, wonderful people. And absolutely a way to have the right to a joyful, authentic life. So contact Kathy and Jenna today at Amalu Coaching. And let me just pop that information up. I didn't get to read it off really carefully. So I want to make sure you all who are listening in podcast hear this. So it's Amalu Coaching, and that is amalucoaching.com. And Amalu is AMALU. So amalucoaching.com. And if you need to email them, info@amalucoaching.com, or you can call 323-448-3357. That's 323-448-3357. And of course, if you just want to find out more about laughter yoga as well, which is an amazing thing, I can't even tell you how wonderful it feels. Hopefully we'll be doing that at our retreat this year as well. We've done it at every retreat so far. So it's really important for you caregivers to be in the know and to receive all this kind of resource and information. That's really what the Caring Caregiver Show is all about. And we're here, as caregivers in the dark all the time. And so we're here to shed light. In fact, we're not just here to light up your journey with resources, but we also do that because guess what? The Shine a Light Charity Walk is coming up in just 3 days, you guys. 3 days. See, there it is. I put it up on the screen. You can see it, the Shine a Light Charity Walk. Oh, wrong one. That's the magazine. Let me get to this. There we go. The Shine a Light Charity Walk, 3 days. 3 days. It's this Saturday. And if you haven't registered yet, you better just get registered because you need to register in order to be part of the giveaway. So we have your information and lots of giveaways. We've had so many giveaways already on the show. And so coming up this Saturday at the walk, which is going to be at Magic Island from 5 to 7. Yes, right at sunset. So we can light up the way for caregivers. You could win a pamper cruise for 2. You could win a support set. You could win a pamper session for a team or a pamper session for 2. And that pamper session is going to include aromatherapy, meditation, and some massage. It's awesome. Just go to gab808.org and sign up right now. I don't even care if you watch the rest of this show. Go sign up. We've actually added more glow sticks and backpacks now. So don't worry. If you register by Friday, you'll still get a backpack and a glow stick. You don't have to be part of that first 100 anymore. Just we have a few extras. And so we're going to make sure everybody gets a backpack and a glow stick. Thank you for those who have helped sponsor us as well. So we'll talk about that more next week when I do a great thank you. And know that you're going to get that. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Together, we want to get together, shine a light for caregivers, and guide the way through darkness and isolation to one that's joyful and filled with laughter. And if you need a good laugh, just come by and see me. I'll be at the check-in tent. And again, just listen and you'll find me, you guys, honest. Oh, don't forget, you can also, I forgot to put this one up. You can also get a team together. So get a team, dress up, and the best dressed could win a pamper cruise. So there you go. How fun is that? Just get all dressed up. Come on, get a theme, throw it together, do it at the last minute. You can come up with all kinds of things. So it'll be a lot of fun. Oh, and I also have, I also have a picture of that backpack and glow stick, you guys. There it is. I know it seems like such a small thing, but it's a fun thing. And you get to shine that light, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So join us for our charity walk. And don't worry, that's this Saturday, the 20th, right at Magic Island from 5 to 7. And if you can't be there in person, that's okay. You can walk in place or do it virtually. You can still support us and help us to raise funds. We really do appreciate that. We need all the help we can get through this year and do more and more for caregivers. So get registered, join us, help a caregiver on their journey. And, there's even going to be some of our trusted partners there, and they'll have tents as well. They'll be playing some games and giving out prizes. So it'll be a lot of fun. Spend a couple hours in the park. Gosh, the fresh air will do you a great good, and know that you can do that. Okay. It's coming up this Saturday. Can't wait to see you all. And I'm skipping over a lot. So take 2 hours out of your day to make memories and shine a light for caregivers. All right. I really want to thank all of our guests today. I want to thank Kathy and Jenna for being on. Two really amazing people. Your energy, I can feel through the airwaves, is so positive and so healing. So thank you for being with us and for sharing. Also, please make sure that you guys remember that this is sponsored. Our show is paid for by Givers Guides. So Givers Guides is a subscription that you can get, an online magazine. Go and get your subscription today, and make sure that you are helping to keep all this coming. And of all of the profits, of course, are given to Give Me a Break. So that helps keep us going as well. So you're doing good in so many ways. Next week is Saeed Sachi, a founder of CEO of Simply Tend LLC. Now, Simply Tend is a really great, it's a software company that focuses on seniors and memory impairments and their family caregivers. So I'm really, really excited because I think this app is something that's going to interest all of you. So make sure you don't miss next week is our finale episode for season 8. And a special announcement coming up about our retreat. So don't want to miss that. Tune in live every Wednesday at noon for the Caring Caregiver Show. And if you miss us live, don't worry. You can listen to us on podcast the following week on Apple, Stitcher, Google, gosh, any platform out there. Just search Caring Caregiver Show or go to our website, thecaringcaregivershow.com. And now, of course, about a month or so after each season, you can go to Ololo TV 53 and watch episodes there. Just whatever you do, stay connected. Stay connected to a lot of amazing caregivers just like you in a community that has events, presentations, so many wonderful things just for caregivers. Just keep checking us out on our Facebook page or go to our website, gab808.org, where you can see everything all in one shot. And in the meantime, please, caregivers, we're here for you. And I'd love to see you all this Saturday. So remember, breathe. Just breathe. And don't forget to laugh. Laugh just from your heart. Just laugh. And remember all of the wonderful people who have always made you smile. Here's hoping that you're finding more joy in caregiving every week, right here on the Caring Caregiver Show and in your life. So thanks for tuning in, and please always be kind to those who are caring. Aloha, everyone. See you at the walk.